So this free eBay tool increased my sales by over 30%, and also my sales conversion rate went up to 2.3%. Watch the video to find out exactly how I've done it. I'm going to talk you through it step by step. And I almost forgot, watch till the end of the video for 3 more bonus tips that will increase your sales. So as I mentioned, guys, this tool actually increased my sales by over 30% month on month from the previous month. Also, my sales conversion rate went up to 2.3%. Beforehand, I was always trending around the 1.6, 1.7%, so it's a huge jump. Let me go into the listing quality report and start to tell you all about it. It's quite a detailed report, so I'd always suggest downloading it yourself and run through it, and take your time to read what eBay says, because eBay has all the advice and tips there for you. As you can see, we've gone to the performance tab, and this is where you will find your listing quality report. And on the right hand side, you can also see the sale conversion rate has gone up to the 2.3%, as I mentioned. So to get to the listing quality report, really simple. You click on the performance tab on the top of your eBay page, on the bars across the top there, and you click on summary. Now, once you are on the page, it will bring you to where we are now, and you simply click download listing quality report on the right hand side. Now, the listing quality report updates every 2 days, so it's not worth you coming back every single day and clicking this report, because it'll give you the same information. What I like to do is normally every sort of 5 days or maybe a week, come back to this report and start working my way through each category. Now, I've been concentrating a lot on the books because that's what I've been listing a lot of recently, but now we're coming to the end of me having the books perfect. I'm going to start working my way through the other categories, see if we can increase the sales even further. Now, on the report, eBay is asking me to add ISBN numbers on over 200 book items in my store. Now, the difficult thing with that is most of my items without an ISBN entered are actually my book bundles that contain multiple books with multiple ISBN numbers. So I have actually left that blank. It's because I don't want to confuse the eBay algorithm, because I want to make sure that a customer is realizing they are buying a book bundle and not an individual book. Now, would that increase my sales? The truth is, I do not know. I do not know if I was to enter one ISBN from one of the books, it would increase my sales. It's something I need to think about whether it's worth my time doing. But the report is showing me that it is missing, so maybe eBay wants me to enter it. So it is something I need to consider. It might be something, to be honest, I do get in touch with eBay to speak to them about, to see what they recommend. So on the report here, you will see the term GMV, which actually means gross market value. Now, what gross market value means is referring to the total of merchandise sold over a given period of time through a customer to customer exchange. So that is ranking me compared to my other sellers in this category based on the amount of items I've sold in a certain amount of time. So I'm very pleased with my ranking in books. I actually rank 111 out of the 93,360 sellers on the eBay platform from the UK. So I've only been selling books just over a month now, so I'm very pleased about where I'm sitting there. What the report also shows you is where the listings can be improved, and on the right hand side there you can see a overview of what needs improving for each category. Now, on the guide tab, this is eBay giving you lots of information about your store and about what can be improved, and also talking a bit more about the listing quality report and how you can use it. So I'd definitely recommend giving this a good read to really understand the report. The next tab is Google Shopping Rejections. Now, this will be, especially if you are selling new items, if you've entered in the wrong MPN code or whatever it may be, and that item then will not be able to be shown up on Google. So this will tell you any items and what will need to be corrected. As you can see, I've got no items at the moment, but if you ever do, you simply click on the item and make the changes necessary. Now, I do get asked a number of times about how I understand the listing impressions, the click-through rate and the sell-through rate, and I want to explain it in the easiest term possible and the way that made me understand it. So imagine you are in a supermarket and you see a Mars bar. Now, you've looked at that Mars bar, so that first of all is your listing impression, okay? So you've actually just looked at that. The next step is you pick up that Mars bar and you think about whether you're going to buy it. That is your click-through rate. So that is someone coming into your eBay store who has seen your item first of all, has clicked on the link to go straight to your item page. Now, the sales conversion is if I was to then go and buy that Mars bar, or if the customer was to convert and that converts into a sale. that's where you get your sales conversion rate. So I hope that makes it a bit more clearer. I know it confused me at first of all, these facts and figures, but it's really good to understand about at what point that customer is dropping off. Is it the point when they look at your item? Is it something you need to improve maybe with your titles, etc.? Is it the fact that they clicked on the item and your pictures aren't great, or actually you're overpriced on postage, or maybe overpriced on the item itself? And if them two are correct, it should convert into a sale as long as you've ticked all that customer's boxes. Now this report is very detailed, and if you scroll down you'll be able to see every single item you have in the category along with things that can be improved. But this can be overwhelming and very confusing. So what I find best to do is to scroll right to the top, and it will give you some overviews here of what can be improved. But the easiest way I find to read the report initially, especially when you're first starting, is just to simply scroll to the right. If you scroll to the right, it will give you a lot more information about what can be improved. So what eBay has basically done for you is giving you the bottom 10% benchmark and the top 10% benchmark, so you know where you compare to that. Now my recommendation is you always want to appear above the top 10% on every single part of this report where possible. Now there is some things that aren't relevant, and we'll come to that as we go along the report. So first of all, the recommended item specifics filled in, I'm ranked at 9 and the top 10% is ranked at 6. So I know I have 3 more item specifics filled in compared to the other top 10% in the category. I would always recommend going through your item specifics. It's quite time consuming at times, but it definitely helps you rank higher. eBay is giving you the information here, and as it's on this report, it's very important to make sure you fill in as many as possible. So let's talk about the brands, the MPN and the EAN. Now for books, brand is not important. MPN and EAN, again, not important for books. I would only recommend filling in the MPN and EAN when the item is brand new. Not a lot of people are going to search up the EAN code, for instance, when looking for an item, but on a brand new item, it does help you appear in searches, especially on Google. The next part of the report is about returns. Now, I offer 30-day returns, but as you can see, the top 10%, 12% of that top 10 actually only offer 14 days return. So as you can see, I rank at 100% for 30-day returns. Every single item in my store has 30-day returns, and so I am top of the list there. There is 1% of the top 10% in the category who do offer 60-day returns. Now, it's something I've never done before, but the likelihood of someone returning an item after 30 days is very rare. So it's something I could try to see whether it increases, but I don't think it's holding back my sales. The next part of the report I think is one of the most important parts, which is your number of photos. Remember, people buy with their eyes, so you want to make sure you have some really good, detailed, clear photos. And eBay gives you 12 photo slots, so it's looking for you to fill as many as possible. Now, I'm ranking 10.3 photos per listing on average, okay? Compared to the top 10% is only offering 5.2 on average, but the bottom 10 is only offering 2.6. So even at the top 10%, if we compare us to them, I am nearly double the amount of photos they have for their listing. So it's very important to use them 12 photos, as many as possible, to make sure you demonstrate the product, because as I say, people buy with their eyes. Now, looking at the report, I can already see a section that I could improve on straight away, which is the number of keywords in the title. Now, I've only got 2.8 compared to 3.1 for the top 10%, but even the bottom 10% have 2.9. So looking at this report, this is something I can go away at and see where I can add them keywords in the title. Whether I've used the word books, and the better word is maybe book. Because I do a lot of bundles, I tend to use books, but again, it's something we can look at and try and work out how I can improve that. Estimated dispatch time and the acceptance returns are also important. I offer 2-day dispatch. I 100% accept returns, and 3% are seller paid returns by myself. Now, I do offer 1% is a free P&P. Now, I don't normally do free postage and packaging, mainly because I feel that postage just cost, and I haven't had any customers complain. Promoted listings, I promote all my items in the store. On the books, I do 10%. So all my books are promoted at 10%. There is 5% of my books that aren't promoted. Now, these are the very rare books I have in my store, because if people are looking for them, they will find them, and there's no need to promote because there's not much competition. I do offer a multi-buy discount as well. So the multi-buy discount is on 67% of my items. Now, this might be an error on my end where I've listed items and forgot to click the multi-buy option. So that's an easy bulk edit fix, but again, something I will look at from looking at this report, which I can improve. Now, if we move on to the next section on the report, which is the click-through rate. Again, there's going to be some stuff that's relevant in this report compared to others, which isn't so relevant. So as you can see, the click-through is still showing the 9, which is the same along the whole 3 reports. Brand, MPN, EAN is not relevant, as I mentioned. It still shows the 100% returns. Again, we've talked about the photos, so 10.3 photos. And the part I'm looking at when we scroll across this click-through report here is all about the multi-buy, as I mentioned before. So 67%, that can definitely be improved, although my competitors at the top 10 don't offer any multi-buy discounts. At the moment, I'm running a multi-buy sale, which is buy one book, get the second at 50% off. Quite an aggressive sale, but I've made so much profit on these books already. And as I mentioned in my previous book video, if you haven't seen it, please go and take a look. I'm looking to move these books as quick as possible. So we'll come on to the final part of the benchmarking report, the sales conversion rate. As I said, we've been through most of these already in the previous ones, but I just want to highlight a few more. So the 30-day returns are very important. The number of photos are very important. So as you can see, the top 10% benchmark is only offering 3.7 photos per listing, which isn't a lot at all, which is why their sales might be slower than mine. So estimated dispatch time is also a very interesting one to discuss. I offer 2 days dispatch. My competitors are offering 2.2 or 2.4 days. Most of my items in the store I do 1 day, but on the books it's 2. And then if we continue across the report, there's a lot more information that you can go through on your own reports as well. It's very important to try and understand as much as this is possible, because it really does help out. Item not received cases. Now, this will affect your sales, and the fact that I know that is because eBay shows it in this report here. Now, I've got 1% of items not received in the last 90 days. But actually that has now been resolved with the customer. Hermes was a little bit slow with delivering during the heat wave we had here in the UK, but now the customer has got the items. So once they have closed down that their end, and I speak to eBay to see if I can get that removed, then hopefully that will come off the report. Now, eBay are pretty good at removing that kind of thing. If you have posted it on time, you have shown tracking, and you can also explain to them the reasons behind the slight delays. So it's always worth giving eBay a call for that. And the last part of the report I want to speak of, as I said, it's very in-depth, and I would recommend downloading it yourself and spending some good time going through it, is parts that eBay do not show, as I mentioned. So the actual dispatch time and the actual postage time is something that eBay hides, but the fact it does show on this report means to me that eBay do track this, and it does matter. So if you do have, say for instance, a 3-day dispatch, and you can actually dispatch the item within 1 day, eBay recognizes that. So I would always recommend to get them items out the door as quick as possible, get them in the post. If you sell an item on a Monday, you don't have to dispatch it till a Friday, but actually you're heading to the post office, why not pack the item up and get it sent to the customer, because eBay will reward you with sales for that. So I really hope that was helpful, and I hope it can increase your sales conversion rate along with your sales. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video today, I want to give you 3 more tips that I've been using to actually increase my sales, and 3 tips that I'd recommend you all to do. So tip number 1, I would say daily listing is so important on eBay. eBay likes activity on your account. So for instance, if you're going to list 50 items in the week, say, I would spread them out over the 5 or 7 days to keep that store really active. Tip number 2 is always counter offers. Now, we all know how frustrating it is when you've got an item listed, say for £20, and someone offers you £5, you might think to reject it straight away. But remember, eBay likes to see you're trying to sell your items. So I will always counter back at £10 or £15 and try and work a deal with that customer. They might be offering £5 because that's all they believe the item is worth, but they might be willing to pay 10 or 15, you never know, so always counter them. Along with messaging, so always reply to customers' messages as quick as possible. eBay likes to see you are offering good customer service, and they do track all that. So my recommendation, if a message comes through, if you can reply straight away, then do so, because eBay will reward you with more traffic because of that. And the third and final tip today, guys, is to dispatch items as quick as possible. As I mentioned in the last part of that video there, even if you have, say, a 5-day or a 3-day dispatch, if you can dispatch the item before that dispatch deadline, eBay will reward you. They will see you're offering the customer good customer service. The customer's going to be over the moon. They've got their item earlier than expected. And that will also increase your traffic because eBay likes good customer service. So a massive thank you all for watching today's video. I hope it is of some help, and I really hope it increases your sales, your click-through, your impressions as well. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. It really does help me with the channel. And if you aren't already, please subscribe, because I would like you to get notified when I release new videos. I am looking to release 2 or 3 videos a week at the moment. So yeah, hit that bell button and you will get a notification. I'm going to link another video here where I picked up the 4,000 books. If you haven't already seen it, please take a look. It was a mammoth task, but definitely worth something to consider. Hope to see you all again soon in a new video. Thanks.